Hey, good morning everybody out there. How you doing? Another rainy day in rainy Thailand. Like I said in part one of this video, September, October is when we get the most rain here. And I mustn't complain because we do need it. Well, I've been getting on with trying to get the ground level, as you can see by the beam I've got in there. It's levelled out. I've allowed enough for 100mm of concrete, but we still need to fill up this side a little bit more. The ground does slope from right to left, and I'm going to need to put a lot of dirt in this side. Today I'm going to get on with getting rid of the rest of this foliage. I think it makes it look a lot better and it gives me a good incentive to carry on. Then I'm going to dig out the soil at this end, make a small trench and get ready for this beam to be concreted in. While I was up there doing my welding, I dropped my hammer a couple of times and I punctured the pipe. I mean, fortunately this pipe is just for waste water, so I'll have to repair that. As you can see, I got some steel in here yesterday. What I'm going to do with this gable end, I'm going to do the same as what I've got on the end of the house here. I'm going to do the weatherboard right across. As the roof's on, it allows me to crack on without worrying about the rain, which is what my intention was. So let's get cracking, shall we? Golden rule: never use a pickaxe when digging next to a plastic water pipe, which is what I did. And I cracked it. So, repair job. As you can see down there, I hit the main pipe. Basically this pipe goes out to our front garden, to a water tap we use out there for washing the car, watering the flowers when it's in the dry season. I put a tiny crack in it, very small crack. There's no way I can move that pipe and put a joiner in there, so I've taken a cross section of it. I've used sandpaper to roughen up the inside. I've taken a drill and I've drilled a hole where the crack was. Maybe you can see this. Just so it lets the water out, because obviously I can't glue this in place with water pissing out of it. I've let that drain out. I'm going to let it dry for a little bit, and I'm going to put plenty of glue on there, and I'm going to put this clamp over there, and hopefully that's going to seal it. I'm not going to use a pickaxe again. Even if I have to take a little trowel and do it, I'll do it like that. So I'm going to blow down the end of the hose pipe from out the front. I'm going to try and push a lot of the water through. Obviously if there's a leak or even a small dribble, the glue isn't going to seal it. So let's get the old lungs going, yeah? Well, my jaws have started to ache, all that puffing down here. So what I've done, I've taken a pump and I've taped it to the end of the pipe. Saved me a lot of puffing. It's doing the job. I need to get all that water out of that pipe because it's still trickling out a little bit. Yeah. Hey, good idea. Top job. Okay, there we have it. Hopefully that's going to hold. I'm going to let it dry for an hour or so, and I'll turn the water back on and we'll see if it's held. Just give you an update on where I got today. Didn't get too much done. It turned out to be a bloody hot day in the end. I haven't seen the little bird come in and out. I've been keeping my eye on the nest. I'm hoping I haven't scared it off. What I'll do, I'll have a quick look tomorrow. I mean, I don't really know what to do. I mean, they don't need sitting on. It's hot enough in Thailand. I think they're going to hatch if the parent bird has deserted the nest. So yeah, I'm going to have to keep my eye on that one. my alarm clock over there. So yeah, I managed to get some of the ground levelled out. Didn't get all the foliage up, but I'm pretty sure that's going to die off without the light anyway. But I've got the trench dug on both sides. Obviously I don't need to go down too far on this side because the ground slopes off. Yeah, this pipe sealed up okay. Turn the water back on, there's no leak there, so I'm quite happy with that. I mean, to be honest, I could have cut it and put a joiner in there because the elbow is halfway down the trench, but what I did was good enough. It's going to be sealed in concrete anyway. So yeah, hopefully during the week I can get this steel made up. I'm going to do 2 lengths. I'm probably going to have to cut the bottom bit of the steel, get it around the pipe there, and then I'll have to weld it while it's in situ. There's an old tree trunk down here. I don't really know what to do with it. I don't really want to leave it like that because obviously it's going to rot away. It's going to leave a void. This is why I'm trying to take up any organic material because it will rot. And it does leave a void, and I don't really want any subsidence. What I'll probably do is hack it down to the ground level there, and then just make sure I put a lot of rubble over it. Yeah, I'm really pleased with how it's looking. It's getting there. And if you look at part 1, when this was all open, all covered in greenery, it's starting to look like a real room now. But anyway, we'll get cracking again tomorrow after school. See you then. Well, it's Monday evening, just got back from school. Going to try and get a couple of hours done on the garage. Going to measure up the distance between the mid-centre beam and the corner beam, centre beam and the walkway, and then we're going to make up some steel. This time I'm going to weld it in because I managed to buy myself a 50-metre length of heavy duty cable that I'm running from the back of the house. 50 amp socket out there. Go and have a look. So I'm going to take a measurement between the bottom beam here and the post, which is 1,840 millimetres. I'm going to allow an extra 20 mil to go in the post, an extra 30 mil basically to go in there. In fact, I'm going to do that at 2 metres just to be on the safe side. It gives me about 50 mil either side. And on this side we're looking at, I'm going to hook it around the back of the post there, take it to the inside of this one. That is 3 metres and 40 millimetres. So 2 metres and 3 metres, 40 millimetres. Let's go and get it cut. I've just checked my stock and I haven't got enough of these rectangular steel loops. So I'm going to have to quickly nip into town and grab some before we lose too much light, because I really would like to get these done today. Get them in tomorrow and hopefully get them concreted in by the weekend. I've just popped into my local builder's merchant. They don't stock these and the nearest shop is about 20-minute drive. So 20 minutes there, 10 minutes sorting them out, 20 minutes back. It's really not worth it. So I'm going to get these. I drive past this shop anyway on my way back from school. So I'm going to pick a load of these up on my way back tomorrow. So I'm going to cut the lengths. I've sourced my steel out there. Oh, I've had to go and get my glasses on because I can't see down to the millimetre. Got my trusty bolt cutters. Okay, there's my 4 pieces, 3 metres 40, that's the longer pieces. Now let's get the 2 metre ones. Okay, there's all the steel cut, the lengths of steel. All we need now is the rectangular steel hoops. We'll get them tomorrow. Let's get cracking and get some of that hardcore over, shall we, while we've still got an hour of light. So managed to get a fair bit of rubble over. I'm going to put a lot of dirt over this, pack it down, water it down, let the dirt soak through all the gaps in the rubble. Basically we've got to build this up quite high. I levelled it out from the top of that block, so you can see the line on the post, to the top of the small block. Here, that's the level of the dirt. Here. So there's a lot more rubble to go in, but I don't want to put any more in until I get this beam in across here. And then we can really level it up. I managed to get most of the greenery up. As you can see, it looks a lot better. We'll get the steel made up for the beam tomorrow. Then we can get it put in place and concrete it in. Yeah, and the mosquitoes have suddenly come out in force and started biting the hell out of me. And there's been a lot of dengue fever around this area. In the last few months they've been coming around spraying, giving us stuff to put in our water to keep the mosquito eggs down. So that's the last thing I want to be catching, the old dengue fever. So yeah, we'll crack on again tomorrow, I think. Call it a day today. Well, it's Tuesday evening. Just finished school. The weather's looking a bit overcast, as you can see. And I do think we're going to be in for some rain. I picked up some of the steel loops on the way home. Folded up the sand. That's going to be enough to get the beam in. I've decided I'm going to get a large cement mixer in. We'll do the floor, get a few guys in, and we'll get it knocked out in one day. I think it's the easier way. To try and do a floor of this size with my little cement mixers, I don't think it's going to work, and it's probably going to work out a lot dearer. Anyway, I'm going to crack on with getting these beams made up now. I'm not going to film it. It's pretty mundane, and it is what it is. I think you've got a gist of how I make them. I'm going to weld this one, so I'll crack on with that and we'll see if we can get it done today. Okay, I managed to get a 2 metre beam done, but it looks like there's going to be a huge massive thunderstorm, and I'm not sure of the implications of welding DC current in a thunderstorm, which is obviously DC as well. But there we go, there's the 2 metre beam made up. Didn't take me long, took me about half an hour. To be honest, I'm going to get inside. I'm going to call it a day, because these thunderstorms can be absolutely ferocious. You know, I've seen it hit one of these rubber trees over the back there, it split it straight down the middle. So I'll probably carry this on again tomorrow, so I'll see you then. Yeah, it's really starting to tip down now. And looking at the back, looking at the front, I think this is going to be in for a few hours. I just hope we don't lose electricity like we normally do. Well, it's Wednesday evening and it's just started raining again, but I've managed to get the 3 metre, I think it's 40mm steel made up. All welded up. That took me about 35-40 minutes, which isn't bad. But I thought it was going to be a lovely evening. It looks it, doesn't it? Until you look behind me. And this is what's coming in. So I think we're in for a lot of rain again tonight. But I'm glad I got the beam done. So you can see I've overdone it a bit on the 3 metre beam, but it's better to do too much than not enough. Again, you can see the line down now. I've penned it in a bit darker so you can get a better idea of where the level of the dirt's going to be. I'm going to try and get that drilled in tonight and get the beams in place tonight. The stones and the sand have been delivered. Quite frankly, there's a lot more there than I thought there was going to be. Looks like a couple of cubic metres of sand and a couple of cubic metres of stones, which is alright. I can use it around the other side of the house when I do the walkway. Let's get cracking, get that steel put in, and then hopefully we can start doing the shuttering tomorrow, Thursday, we might even get the cementing done on Friday, which fingers crossed will allow me to start levelling out the ground on Saturday. Hopefully next week we can get the big cement mixer in and we can lay the floor in one hit, no dry joins. Okay, let's get cracking. Okay, managed to get the beam in. That was a tough old job, I must admit. I had to manoeuvre it with a hammer, bend them about a bit, but that's nice and level. And I cut this beam in half, as you can see here, and I'm going to weld this in tomorrow. Oh, the old mosquitoes are out in force, and I tell you what, they're biting into me, so I'm going to call it a day. Let's see if we can get that shuttering in tomorrow, and hopefully we can get the cementing in, or we can begin to get the cementing in on Friday and finish it off on Saturday. Hopefully get it levelled out Sunday. I'll see you then. Well, there's half the shuttering in. I didn't get a lot done yesterday due to the party at school. Finished early, but I came home and went to sleep. That's what happens when you get free beer. Anyway, I got this bottom beam built up, which allows me to put the tiles on both sides. Then I can bring it up to the level line there. Okay, so from this point here, where the level is, to the line is level, so I don't need to put any tile this side of the line. I'm going to start here, go down there. This is where the cement's going to be, and I'm going to level it across as best I can. Doesn't have to be perfect. Well, I've got the shuttering in place. It's not the prettiest of shuttering, but it'll do the job. Plenty of blocks holding it in place. Hopefully it's not going to move, and the bulk of the concrete is going to go down in the trench, so, and I'm going to do it slowly. We've got a few gaps at the end there, so what I've done, I've mixed up a bucket of fairly stiff concrete, and I'm going to plug it into the gaps, let it set for half an hour, and then we're going to get mixing. Bought myself a new attachment for the hose, saves me lugging water up and down. Okay, let's get cracking. Okay, we've got one side done. I'll build it right up to the top as far as I can, because basically we're going to lay a concrete. I mean, it doesn't matter how high it goes, it's going to be blocked up, so I might as well use the formwork that I've got. Save me laying bricks on it afterwards to bring it up to a level where I can lay the concrete base. But there we go. Okay, let's crack on with this side now. Going to be a lot more mix. I mean, this was 3 mixes, so I'm looking at another 6 to 7 loads probably. So I'm going to go and have a drink, cool down a little bit, and get cracking. Well, we've had a blowout, unfortunately. Tiles came away. Boom. We lost it. So I'm going to have to leave that for a minute. I'm going to try and get the tile back in place, but the more you move it, the more the cement's going to fall down. So, oh dear. I'm going to try not to waste this cement. I'm going to try and put it back up. It's all going to be covered eventually. This is all going to be built up once the wall's put in. So it doesn't matter about the shape of it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just need a beam to be able to put the block work on. Oh well, let's see what we can do, shall we? Well, I've managed to salvage the situation somewhat. It's not pretty. It's pretty ugly. But it works. Like I say, it's all going to be covered over. Doesn't have to look pretty. It's not finished concrete work. But yeah, I'm not going to move. Okay, I'm not even going to sneeze. I'm going to walk on eggshells. Oh, okay, let's get cleaned up. Give it an hour or so and we'll get this shuttering off. Just going to go over the top with the trowel. So when I do my brickwork, it will key in well. Shuttering's off and it's looking pretty good. So we managed to salvage the situation down the end here. It's not pretty, like I said, but it will do. It's functional. It's a solid concrete beam. And like I said, this is all going to be filled up with dirt anyway. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with the result there. You may have noticed I've closed the hole up in the roof. Basically I've done a time lapse, about half an hour, watched the nest, no bird flew in and out, so I went up and had a look, and basically there wasn't any eggs in there. I'm pretty sure I felt a couple up there. So yeah, I took the nest out, I've closed the roof back up. As you can see down there, there's the old nest. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Definitely dropped one egg out of there. Well, today's Sunday. The weather's been quite nice today. We've had no rain, so I've been able to crack on getting the beams finished. I had to change the oil and the oil filter on the truck today, so I've only really had half a day. I had trouble getting the oil filter off actually. So I've not been able to get the dirt in, get the ground level, but I've managed to get some more concrete in on the back beam. Nice and perfectly straight now. So we're all prepared to get the dirt in, get it levelled up. Let's go and have a look. As you can see over the back there, that's what I managed to get done today. Hopefully you can see the level there, nice and flat. I've put this beam across to the height of the dirt this side, and virtually spot on. So once this is dry, we need to fill all this area. I've put some old sand down there that I was using before. The cat's been using it as a toilet, so it's absolutely full of cat poo and it stinks, so I've decided to use it as part of the fill. Anyway, I'm not going to do any more today, so I'm going to go and edit this up as part 6 of the garage and workshop build. If you did like it, give me a thumbs up, do subscribe, share it with your friends, and I'll see you on part 7.